artist, and there hasn't been any exhibition in Hungary about Picasso from, I think, 1993, and it was an exhibition organized by the Ludwig, I guess. So it's kind of the first big travel of Picasso's works to Hungary. In 1954, some months after that François Gillot left him, and so Picasso had a kind of habit to mix art and life, and to mix history, his own story, and painting, and voila. So the painting that you have behind, of course, the model was Jacqueline Roch, his new lover. But there are other models. The other models are like Delacroix and the Odalisque, and also Matisse and the Odalisque by Matisse. And you have also a very graphic way of painting. As you can see, it's very harsh, big straight lines, strong colors that are flat, and that kind of graphic thing is very typical of the 50s, and in fact you can find it also in the painting of Bernard Buffet, a French painter, maybe in other places. So you can't, when you see a painting by Picasso, of course you can recognize the model, but it's only it's a small part of the whole construction. I would really love the people to move from the biography to know it, but then to figure out that the same person can have many different appearances. Like in life, in fact. So. In fact, people who say that Picasso's work sometimes look like child drawings, they are really right, because Picasso has a kind of strong interest to all kind of genuine creations. So he thought he was interested by prehistory, by the children drawings. He was also interested by non-Western creation. I know that you have also a mask exhibition that is interesting because Picasso would have loved it. So he was a genius, and he could draw like Raphael when he was 11, and he spent his life trying to draw like a child, like a prehistorical man, and it's a very strong work, because what people don't know when they say that is that child drawing is very difficult. We did a special room in the exhibition about childhood for that very reason. So there is a room devoted to the interest of Picasso for nature studies, for childhood, for child drawing. He was very interested at his children's drawings. So, but the thing that people don't know is that if they try to do like Picasso, they will find it very hard. So it looks easy, it looks childish, but it's not. In fact, it's a greater mastery than being academic, is looking genuine. But what we try to do, what I've tried to do, is to create an exhibition that people can understand only with their eyes, and not only while reading the text, and so the challenge for all the team, for the scenograph, for my co-curator, was to display the works in the spaces, so that you can see how Picasso moves from one type of style to another one, from one kind of human figure to another one, and how he would recreate those figures year after year. And the sculpture of Picasso is different from his painting, because he was trained as a painter. He was trained as a classical painter, and he never learned sculpture. So he moved to sculpture thanks to, so his sculpture is very playful, and it's really inventive, and like everything in his art, but it's more like assemblage than classical modeling, and that's why I love it as well. So there was an exhibition in '66 in France that was very important, because people discovered Picasso's sculptures, and it was '66, and in fact Picasso, he created first sculptures during the Cubist. He did some assemblage and things like that, And then he stopped, and it came back to sculptures at the end of the 20s. And what you see behind me is one of his second great period of sculptures. That is a Boasting period. At the beginning of the 30s, he bought a kind of a big house, let's say, a kind of little castle in Normandy, in Boasting, close to Gisors. And there he had a big studio, and he could do sculptures in it. So people described Picasso's relation to sculpture as a kind of secret garden, but it wasn't that secret. There were books. Daniel-Henri Kahnweiler published a book about Picasso's sculpture in just in the middle of the 20th century. I think it was in the 40s. So. And Brassai was the one who took the first photographs of the sculptures of Picasso, and in Boasting, that's how they met. He was hired by a surrealist magazine to do pictures of Picasso's sculptures. So they were published in surrealist magazines, they were published in books. But it's true that Picasso was more possessive with his sculptures, because Picasso has a relationship to objects, and even to his paintings, but it's difficult to figure it out. We can see that on some studio photographs in the chronology. Picasso loved to keep his things with him, like people from his life.